Alright guys, lots of stuff to cover, some brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and Maze of Memories just got announced, which is going to maybe have some very interesting cards, and this is our first sneak peek at what's being revealed here. But let's start off with some of the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Over here, this is in 23 PP. Sample of the platter card. So starting right off, we got an alternate artwork of Sky Striker Ace Ray. Okay, so when I first saw this, I was thinking we were getting new Sky Strikers again, but it looks like we just have alternate artwork on that one. The next up, this is a brand new card that's a quick play spell card called the Arms Regeneration. So it is a quick play spell card that says you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. The first part says activate one of these effects. Target face-up monsters you control. It gains 800 attack until the end of this turn. Okay, so it's just one face-up monster. The second part is target one equip spell in either graveyard. Either set it to your field or equip it to an appropriate monster you control. So this could actually be pretty interesting for any of those Isolde variant decks. You're able to instantly just dump whatever card that you want into the graveyard. Then you can maybe equip it to the card as a surprise factor. That would actually be kind of cool. Like imagine your opponent declares the attack and you're just like, okay, chain, activate this, get Moon Mirror Shield, right? Which could actually be pretty cool. I think that's, it says an equip to an appropriate monster you control. Unfortunately, if you could start equipping things to your opponent, you could actually do a lot of things. But nonetheless, I think this could still be pretty cool for any like Broken Bamboo variants, just to reset some of the cards. Being like a continuous spell, then you just send it right back to the graveyard, draw two cards, whatever the case may be. I think this card has some potential, but not like an uber competitive card, but it may open up the doors for something like around through the FDK area, but it does limit to one per turn in terms of its name. Next up though, we have the Duality. So let's check out this card. This is a brand new quick play spell card that says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is to tribute one light or a dark monster, special one light or dark monster with the same original type and level, but different original attribute from your hand or extra deck. Wow, that's actually really cool. And then the second part is during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, and then target one light and one dark monster in your graveyard, shuffle both in the deck, and then draw one card. So it already kind of regenerates itself in terms of its usage. This effect is really good. Being able to summon something from your extra deck is more likely the case that people will want to use this for, but it's a very interesting card. Kind of reminds me of like Transmodify, but being able to go for the extra deck, this is where it gets a little bit dangerous with some potential crazy plays. But what are some good targets with Duality? Let me know down below. Anyways, next up though, we have the Shadows Light. This is a normal spell card that says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. So you can't conduct your battle phase the turn you activate either of this card's effects. So it's going to be pretty good then, right? All right, so the first part is target one dark monster you control. Disperse one light monster with the same original type and level from your deck or extra deck. Dude, this is, like I said, these brand new cards are pretty insane. Second part is you can banish this card from your graveyard during your main phase. This turn, you can normal summon one light or dark monster in addition to your normal summon set. This I don't really care about, to be honest. Being able to just target one monster, then special summon a light from your extra deck. Again, this opens up the doors for crazy plays, maybe even like Miracle Synchro Fusion, or just like targets like in combination with Gale Dagger for just some crazy FTK potential. So be on the lookout for someone figuring out something with these cards. Next up though, we have a Roge Shaman. Okay, so this is like the plant stuff. Let's see. So it's a level 4 Earth Warrior effect monster, 1700 attack, 200 defense points, and it says you can only use one of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn only once that turn. The first part says you can tribute this card to draw one card. Okay. Second part is you can banish the card from your graveyard and then target one plant monster and add it to your hand. Then, if its original level is 7 or higher, you can send one plant monster from your deck to the graveyard. The thing with plants is like all this new plant support, and we need like what really makes plants good is Glow Bulb, Spore, and Dandelion. Like those cards were like the key components to make a good plant deck. But even now, I still think Global is probably maybe a little too broken. But at the same time, Dandelion, because it's like not once per turn, it just gets out of control. So I don't know if those cards can come back. But like I haven't seen plants be like seeing any play through years after like Plant Synchro, as far as I can. I guess there's a Rika plants, but that's not like the OG. Like when I talk about plants, I'm talking about just like the OG like Synchro plant variants that you see so much play, like the Toolbox decks versus I guess like Rika plants. But anyways, Caddy Corn, a level 4 Earth plant effect monster, 1500 attack, 500 defense points, says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First part is, if this card is special summon and you do not control a card in the field zone, you can add one field spell from your deck to your hand. Okay, so it has to be special summon. This could be pretty good, even in like some maybe pen variant decks. Just adding any field spell, that's an insane effect, right? And you could even go for like, is it 10 pick Goldfish or like Goblinberg, where you just like, you summon this card and you special summon this card. I think this card effect, like just being able to add field spells is just huge in Yu-Gi-Oh! Second part is, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, target a field spell in your graveyard, add one card with the same name from your deck to your hand. Because it doesn't regenerate, but like just being able to search out any field spell, this could be on the lookout for potentially. Again, FTKs being able to add field spell with like Black Garden, FTK variants, yeah. Next up though, we have Photon Jumper. This is the level 4 Light Warrior effect monster, 0/0. Says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is, when an opponent monster declares an attack, you can activate this effect. Skip your next battle phase. Also special summon this card from your hand, then end the battle phase. Okay, so it's basically like a battle fader, but you lose your battle phase too. Second part is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to add one Photon or Galaxy spell / trap from your deck to your hand. The Galaxies, they do open up the doors for lots of like OTK potential, but realistically, because you lose out on, it says your next battle phase. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I guess you'd have to wait and your opponent would know that. So it's like a weird battle fader at the end of the day. It is also a Photon card. Next up though, we have Synchro Zone, which is a continuous trap card that says you can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Wait, actually, hold on. I gotta double check on this. Is this only, okay, so the first part of the effect is you skip, okay, so if we just, actually I was thinking about it now, if we just use it for the second part of the effect, just send it to the graveyard just to search one, then it's actually pretty good. So if you, it says you can activate this effect, it's not mandatory. So maybe this card is actually not that bad for it. Anyways, we gotta move on to Synchro Zone. So you can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part of the effect is, neither player can declare an attack with non-synchro monsters. Second part is, if a non-tuner synchro monster is sent to your graveyard, you get to target one of them, special summon it. If you do, it is treated as a tuner. Wow. Third part of the effect is, during your opponent's main phase, you can send this face-up card from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard, and immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon one synchro monster using monsters you control as material. If it was monsters you control or in the graveyard, that's the kind of level we need for synchro support to make a actual just purely synchro deck, because I just haven't seen like again a pure synchro deck in a while. It's a lot of the stuff is support for sub that needs support, which is great, but I don't know if it's gonna be making it meta. Next up though, we have War Magus Akas, which is a level 5 fire machine effect monster. 2400 attack, 200 defense points. I guess you can rekindling with it, right? This card is always treated as a Sky Striker card. Oh, we are getting new Sky Striker cards. Okay. So you can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each one per turn. The first part is, you can discard one spell card to special summon this card from your hand. Okay, great effect. The second part is, if a linked monster or monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you banish one spell from your graveyard instead. Third part of the effect is, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you get to target one of your banished Sky Striker spells and add to your... Wow, this is actually really decent for Sky Strikers. Next up though, we have the Wisdom Magus Hamel, which is a level 5 Earth Machine effect monster, 500 attack, 2500 defense points, and it says this card is always treated as a Sky Striker card. That says you can only use the first, second, and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is, you can discard one spell card to special summon this card from your hand. Second part is, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a link monster or monsters you control as a quick effect, you can banish 2 spells from your graveyard and negate that effect. Third effect is, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished Sky Striker spells and add it to your hand. Really, really good stuff indeed. So now Sky Strikers actually have a good way to like banish, and on top of that, recover some of their banished cards. All right, next up, moving on to the Maze of Memory. So this is more of an announcement really than anything. So it's coming out. They give us a hint on what's getting new support. So any of you Yu-Gi-Oh investors, maybe this is the part for you. So basically, they're talking about Black Luster Soldier, like they were talking about the ritual one. So they're gonna get some support. So sometimes maybe the OG, maybe it's like, I don't know, would it come on a structure deck? I think it was original, like maybe with the first printings of like the ritual, right? Maybe those will go up in price by 25 cents. But anyways, on top of that, we have Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon, so maybe some more Synchro support in here. But on top of that, interesting enough that you mentioned the Paradox Brothers iconic Gate Guardian support. So interesting to see what we'll get with this as well, as they mentioned Baron DeFleur, so maybe some reprints of some other like Synchro support here. But it's going to be containing 42 rare cards, 15 super rare cards, and 10 ultra rare cards in here. And it says 15 cards will also be available as collector's rare, and so you get 7 cards per pack, 1 foil per pack. And on the artwork, I've actually noticed a couple things over here. It looks like over in the top right. Let me know if you guys notice anything's also getting some support here. It almost looks like some sort of hero support in the bottom left, and via the artwork, maybe some Red Eyes B Dragon some support, Maze of Memories. Or what else do you guys expect to see? Is this what is that, High Avatar King Karunix card over here? So maybe again some reprints, but I'm more curious to know what else is getting some cool support in here, because Gate Guardian, like that whole archetype was basically a meme, but it was supposed to be some super strong thing, but obviously, yeah, Ace is not too good. But maybe with the brand new support, Gate Guardian meta incoming, Kappa. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you guys want to see the rest of the cards that come out when Maze of Memories does get leaked or revealed, I'll be covering it on the channel very soon. But if you're new here and you don't want to miss out on it, subscribe to the button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and I'm out. Peace.